Hi everyone, I hope you all watched the previous videos. Let's start the session. The surface tension of water on adding detergent to it. So the answer is decreases. Okay. In a refrigerator, the cooling system should always be. It should be always at the. So it is normally at the bottom of the refrigerator in the back. Okay. The compressor runs whenever the refrigerator thermostat calls for cooling. Okay. Which of the following is optical illusion? That is mirage. Okay, mirage is an optical illusion. An athlete runs before long jump to get advantage on. An athlete runs before a long jump to build momentum and increase speed. Okay, both of the which are crucial for maximizing the distance they can jump. This run up allow them to gain velocity and apply it to their takeoff, resulting in a greater horizontal distance covered. Okay, so here the answer is inertia of motion. Okay, in sunlight, a rose appears red. In green light, the same rose. So answer is black. Okay, in green light, a red rose will appear black. When a red object is illuminated by green light, it absorbs the green wavelengths. Okay, and since no red light is being reflected, the object appears dark or black to the eye. Okay. The sparkling of a diamond is due to total internal reflection of light. Okay. The sparkling of diamond is primarily due to total internal reflection coupled with its high refractive index. Okay. This means that when light enters a diamond, it undergoes multiple reflections within the diamond before exiting. Okay. Ocean currents are example of convection currents. Okay, convection is the movement of fluids like water due to temperature difference, where warmer, less dense water rises and cooler, dense water sinks, creating a circular flow. Okay, if a copper wire is increased to double its length, its resistance will become. So we know the resistance formula, right? R equals to rho L by A. Okay, so let's consider this R1 and second condition, the L2 equals to 2 times the L1, right? So rho into 2 into L1 by A. Okay, so 2 times the rho L by A. So here the answer is option C, doubles. Okay, waves that are required for long distance wireless communications, that are radio waves. Okay, the oil in the wick of an oil lamp rises up due to. It is due to the surface tension of the oil. The oil in the wick of a lamp rises due to capillary reaction, also known as wicking. Okay, this phenomena is a result of the surface tension of the liquid and the adhesive forces between the oil and the wick. Okay, in a diesel engine, the high temperature needed to ignite the fuel is achieved by compressing air in the cylinder. Okay, this compression raises the air temperature to a level sufficient to ignite the diesel fuel when it's injected into the hot air. Okay, this process is known as compression ignition. Okay, so here answer C. The radiation initially produced in fluorescent tube is ultraviolet light. Okay, this UV light excites the phosphor coating on the inside of the tube, which then emits visible light. Okay, the four-stroke petrol engine is based on the Otto cycle. Okay, and it is also known as the air standard Otto cycle. Okay, so here you can see in the diagram, this cycle involves four distinct strokes: intake, compression, okay, and expansion and exhaust. Okay, these strokes are responsible for drawing in the fuel air mixture, compressing it and igniting it, and then expelling the exhaust gases. Okay, it is dangerous to observe solar eclipse with naked eye because ultraviolet radiation from sun burn our retina. Okay, these waves cannot be transmitted through vacuum, that is sound waves. Okay, sound waves need a medium. A gap is left between two rails of a railway track to accommodate linear expansion. Okay, if an ordinary glass tube and glass capillary tube are both dipped in a beaker of water, water rises high in. So answer is only in the capillary tube. Okay, this is due to the capillary action where the narrow diameter of the capillary tube allows surface tension force to draw the water upwards against gravity. Okay, when a strong beam of light is passed through a colloidal solution, then the light will be scattered. Okay, so you can observe in the image, this scattering of light by colloidal particle is known as the Tyndall effect. Okay, Tyndall effect. Okay, Tyndall Tyndall effect. Okay, this effect makes the path of light be visible. Okay, stars in the sky appear to twinkle due to this is due to a series of refractions. Okay, a pilot has to release the bomb to hit a target. It is before the target. Okay. According to Newton's first law, an object that is at rest will stay at rest unless an unbalanced force acts upon it, and an object that is in motion will not change its velocity unless an unbalanced force or motion acts upon it. Okay, so the bomb carries the inertia of the aircraft and so has to be launched before the target so that it can hit it on time. Okay, assuming that the plane continues to flying straight forward, the plane will be directly over the target when the bomb hits. Okay, a parabolic mirrors are used in those are used in car headlights. Okay, the dimensional formula of coefficient of viscosity mu equals to force upon area into velocity gradient. Okay, that is equals to F by A into dV by dx. Okay, so force dimensional formula is equals to unit is Newton, right? So that is equals to kg meter per second square. So here kg is m1, meter is L1, second square means minus 2, it's in denominator, right? So this is the dimensional formula of force. So area's dimensional formula is unit is meter square. So L square is the dimensional formula of area. Okay. and what is remaining? dv by dx. So here dv means velocity, unit is meter per second, and dx means meter. Okay, so L by T by L. So LL gets cancelled. So T power minus 1 is the dimensional formula here. So by commanding all this, F by A into dV by dx. So M1 L1 T power minus 2 by L square into T power minus 1. So here M1 and L power minus 1. Here T power minus 1. So what is the option here? That is option C. Okay. Match the following: temperature Kelvin, 1 power watt, pressure Pascal, force Newton. So 1, 2, 3, 4. That is option C. Okay. Superconductor is the conductor whose dash is 0. So superconductor is the conductor whose resistance is 0. Okay. The sharpness of television image is termed as its resolution. Okay. Small bubbles are perfectly spherical because of its surface tension. Okay. Dimensional formula of thermal conductivity. So here thermal conductivity K equals to Q L A into delta T, okay, into T. Okay. So here Q is 8. Okay. That is dimensional formula is equals to M1 L2 T power minus 2. Okay. It's also the dimensional formula of energy. Okay. We have discussed it before. Okay. That's why I'm not discussing here. Length L equals to M, sorry, here L, right? L, okay. Area A equals to L square, okay. Temperature delta T equals to K, okay. And time T, time is T, okay. So here by putting this dimensional formula, okay, here they're giving the theta as Kelvin, okay. So what is Q M1 L2 T power minus 2 into L, okay, by area is L2, delta T means K, okay, into time, into time T, okay. So here it is minus 2, okay. So we will write it as M1 L square gets cancelled, okay, L1 and T power minus 3. Denominator T goes to the top numerator, so it goes minus 3, okay, T power minus 3. And what's remaining? That is K, okay, K minus 1, okay. So here instead of K they are given theta, okay. So option C is option D, right? Option D is right one. Two rods, one of copper and other of steel, experience the same upthrust when placed in water. Thus both have equal volumes because densities are, copper's density is different, steel density is different. So if the upthrust is same for both the copper and steel, the only option here is equal volumes. Okay, equal volumes submerged in the water. Okay. A light year is a measure of, that is a distance. Okay. A single fixed pulley is used to draw water from a well because force is applied in a convenient direction. Okay. A device which is used to limit the current in an electric circuit is called fuse. Okay. If fluctuations or more current is coming to the device, fuse will melt. Okay. Presbyopia can be corrected using bifocal lens. Okay. It's also called. So presbyopia is causes only for old age people. Okay. So corrected lens is bifocal lens. Okay. In an observation, alpha particles, this is alpha here. Okay. Beta particles and gamma rays have same energies. Their penetrating power in a given medium in increasing order. So, in increasing order, alpha is less than beta is less than, here not mentioned, but I'm writing X-rays, okay, and then gamma rays, okay. So here the option A is the right answer, alpha, beta, and gamma rays, okay. It's mentioned here, increasing order, okay. Speed of sound in air is unaffected by change in, that is pressure. Okay, speed of sound in air is unaffected by pressure. The audio signal of TV are, those are frequency modulated. Okay, in mirrors, the back surface is coated with a thin layer of, that is silver. Okay, in mirrors, the back surface is coated with a thin layer of silver. Okay, a bomb at rest explodes into a large number of tiny fragments. The total moment of all fragments is this zero. This is a direct consequence of the law of conservation of momentum, which states that the total momentum of a closed system remains constant. Since the bomb was initially at rest, its initial momentum was zero, and therefore the total momentum of the fragments after explosion must also be zero. Okay. An optically plane surface reflects a beam of light as a parallel beam in one direction. Okay. The slope of a velocity time graph represents acceleration. Okay. The earth wire of a cable is connected to the ground or earth. Okay. Water is used in car radiator because of its high specific heat capacity. Okay. How much mechanical work must be done to complete melt 1 gram of ice at 0 degrees Celsius? So here work equals to mass into latent heat of fusion. Okay, latent heat of fusion. Okay, so here the latent heat of fusion for ice is, it is approximately 334 joule per gram. Okay, so here mass is 1 gram, right? So work equals to 334 joules. Okay, so here option C. A bullet is fired from a rifle which recoils after firing. The ratio of kinetic of the rifle to that of the bullet is, that is less than 1. Okay, because we know kinetic energy equals to of mv square, right? So velocity of bullet is more compared to the recoiling one. Okay. So here he mentioned compare the ratio of the rifle to the bullet. So ke of rifle by ke of bullet, right? So in the denominator, value is more. So comparatively, total value is less than 1. Okay. Heat stored in water vapor is, that is latent heat. Okay. The layer of atmosphere used for radio wave transmission is, that is ionosphere. Okay. Negative feedback in amplifiers, that is increases bandwidth and decreases noise. Okay. Water cannot be used to extinguish fire caused by electric current because it may cause electrocution. Okay. A periscope works on the principle of reflection. Okay. What does sphygmomanometer measure? That measures blood pressure. Okay. In respect of the difference of gravitational force from electric and magnetic forces, which one of the following statement is true? So here gravitational force is weaker than other two forces. Okay.